Today, on Be Something Wonderful, your point of power to create your dream reality is the present. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video this morning. I want to talk about this session with a new client. She said, Tom, I've been on this journey for a while, and I've spent the last year trying to identify beliefs that are holding me back, assumptions that are limiting me, these negative assumptions, because my reality doesn't seem to change. She goes, I get movement here and there, but nothing really substantially changes. I want to talk about, I've talked about this in many ways, but I want to really hit this idea that your point of power as Seth, that non-physical entity that was channeled through Jane Roberts in the 70s, says, your point of power is the present. All of it gets created now. You shape all realities. You shape your past, present, and future right now. We've talked about this idea. So when you go believing that there are unconscious beliefs, subconscious tendencies, limiting beliefs that are creating unwanted realities, and you go looking for them, you recreate that experience right now. Not just now in the present moment, but all realities, all experiences. Your focus now becomes that I am limited, that I have these beliefs that are creating unwanted realities in my life, or like she said, that are wrecking my life. So remember, limiting beliefs, they're just beliefs. And what are beliefs? Just thoughts that you have thought a lot about, that you have confused with reality. You believe they are reality. You believe they are truth. You believe they are facts. And it's not about negative assumptions, they're just assumptions. Right? When you label them that way, you create that experience. Right? Remember, those beliefs and assumptions are not in charge of creating your reality. You are. That's why you have a conscious mind. That's why you can be conscious. That's your gift, to be consciously aware, to consciously create your own reality. All beliefs and assumptions are limiting. In other words, they limit or condition your experience of all that is, or reality. They limit all that you are, so you can experience all that you are. Right? Every time you have a new experience, every time you have a new belief or assumption, every time you have in a new moment, you're in a new frame of reality, you're experiencing more of who you are, right? In fact, so you're looking at them, you're judging them, you're condemning them, or you're praising them and you're loving them, whatever it is. It's always you knowing yourself as more of all that is, more of who you really are. This is what Seth, through Jane Roberts, says. You have the conscious mind for good reason. You're not at the mercy of the unconscious drives, or what I've been calling subjective tendencies, or what a lot of you call subconscious beliefs, unless you consciously acquiesce to them. You have to consciously agree. Do you see it? So it's not really that these beliefs are hidden or hiding out or difficult to access, and that they're creating your life unwittingly. You are consciously agreeing to it. Either you're consciously agreeing or not. And when you're consciously creating your own reality, when you're consciously focused on what you want and who you are, who you would like to be, now you're directing those drives, that drives that you believe are unconscious. Right? You're doing it right now in this now moment. Remember, beliefs and assumptions are not reality. They are thoughts about reality that you identify with as reality. Hear it again. Beliefs and assumptions are not reality. They're not who you really are. You're that unconditioned, pure, unlimited, limitless awareness. You're that changeless, limitless, pure awareness and unconditioned consciousness. That's the real you. So those thoughts and feelings and everything else that's happening within your reality, they're not reality. They are thoughts about reality that you identify with as reality. Do you see it? You're identifying with them. You're only ever feeling what you're thinking, believing and assuming, and you believe what you feel as true or the truth about reality. That's why you're only ever feeling your thoughts or assumptions. But when you feel them, you believe them, you identify with them deeply. Right? Remember, those are just manifestations within that awareness that you are. Right? You're only ever feeling yourself as source energy, translated through the filters of your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. They're just filters. And remember, they're not past beliefs, they're not past assumptions. They're all happening now. When you think them, when you believe them, you're creating them now. Not only that, you're creating the reality or the version of you that exists with those beliefs. That's all happening right now, right? So you're not cleaning up the past, you're creating it right now. Seth, Jane Roberts, there's no other rule. I love this. He makes these statements and then he says there's no other rule. You are the source of your entire life experience. There's no other rule. Right? You are all that is, experiencing infinity through infinite viewpoints, vantage points, and forms, both physical and non-physical. Right? These vantage points and viewpoints show up as physical and non-physical. Thoughts and feelings, people, events, and conditions are all infinite viewpoints and vantage points of view. It's all you, seeing yourself as source, based on your identity or who is you, who you believe you are. Remember that it's all about who, and that who is you from that series Loki. You make your own reality. There's no other rule. This is from Seth. You get what you concentrate upon. There's no other rule. Also from Seth. There's no other rule. You create it. Whatever you put your attention on, whatever you concentrate on is your reality. There's no other rule. So the present is your point of power. There's no other rule. That's powerful. All the answers to creating your ideal desired reality are here and now. They're not in the past. They're not in looking for, going on a search and destroy mission for limiting beliefs, because as you look, you create them. You're going to always find evidence of what you're looking for because you're a creator. Right? So remember, you exist in all realities. You exist in all identities. You exist in all beliefs and assumptions. All of those are possible. All of those exist. So when you go looking into a probable past, because all the pasts and futures and presents are all probable. All those realities are probable right now. When you go looking for it, of course you're going to find evidence of that because you're a creator. So digging up the past looking for negative and limiting beliefs to figure out what's wrong with your life in the present only recreates those past experiences right now. Do you see it? Digging up the past to figure out who you are right now makes no sense because who you are right now creates your past. Hear it again. Digging up the past and digging up limiting beliefs and everything else, looking back or looking in there to figure out who you are right now, that only creates that past because who you are right now creates your past. Do you see it? Digging up those beliefs and negative limiting beliefs to figure out what's wrong with your life in the present only recreates those past experiences right now. Do you see it? So who you are creates everything right now. All your power lies in what you are choosing to assume and believe right now in the present moment. All your power is there. So you are not at the mercy. This is another quote from Seth and Jane Roberts. You're not at the mercy of the past or the previous convictions. In other words, previous assumptions. Right? What you thought a moment ago, what you assumed a moment ago, what you had conviction about a moment ago, you're not at the mercy of any of that unless you believe you are. If you fully comprehend your power in the present, you will realize that action, and he's talking about interaction, it could be outer action, but it's interaction that happens first. At that point also alters the past, its beliefs and your reactions. You realize that action at that point of power in the present, right now, alters the past, its beliefs, and your reactions. It alters everything. In the present, you can alter those reactions, those beliefs. It also alters the future. The future, the probable future, is being altered in the same way. This is what Seth and Jane Roberts says. Past, present, and future is all being altered, all being changed, all being reshaped. by who you are right now, the power of your assumptions and beliefs right now. You have infinite probable past, probable presents, and probable futures. And those are all happening right now. So it's not about changing any one of them. This is where it gets on that idea of changing your self-concept, trying to improve yourself. You're not here to improve or change any of them. You're here to choose. Choose through your present beliefs right now. Not what you were assuming in the past, not what you believe in, not what happened, what you believe happened in the past. But what you believe and assume right now reshapes all of it. Your entire infinite experience of reality. Right? That's all you. So whether you're remembering the past or imagining the future, if you're not believing and assuming it as you would like it to be, you're remembering it wrong. Whether you're remembering the past or imagining the future, if you're not believing and assuming what you'd like to be right now, you're remembering it wrong because all possibilities exist. All probable realities exist. Right? Your present beliefs, your assumptions, structure the memories, which will parade before you now, and what you remember will then seem to justify your beliefs. Seth, through Jane Roberts, I love this. Your present beliefs, in other words, your assumptions, structure the memories and shape the memories, create the memories, rearrange time and space, which will now parade before you, and what you remember will then seem to justify your beliefs. You create it all right now. You justify those beliefs. You're not finding beliefs and assumptions. You're creating them right now. Wow. You think you're finding limiting beliefs and assumptions and then releasing them. You're creating them right now. Just move to what you want to assume and believe right now. When you look for evidence of fulfillment, you create it. Past, present, and future, that's all you will see and remember. Look for evidence of fulfillment. Look for evidence of what you would like to believe, what you would like to assume. Then you create it right now in this now moment, and that's all you'll see is fulfillment. Wish fulfilled, a fulfilling life. Do you see it? That's power. What you consciously choose to assume and believe here and now creates your entire experience of reality, past, present, and future, because you exist in all of them right now. It's never about changing anything. It's about choosing what infinite existence you want to experience next. This is what Seth, through Jane Roberts, says. I really like the way, I've talked about this probably in a couple videos now, but they're like directions giving to the entire personality. He's talking about the multidimensional personality, the multidimensional I am or self that you are. Right? All that is, or that infinite multidimensional you. So they are like directions given to the entire personality, simultaneously organizing and reorganizing the past and the future experience according to your current concepts of reality. In other words, according to your self-concept. I love how he's got the multidimensional personality, the true you, who lives in all realities. He's talking about self-concept here. And then he's talking about simultaneously organizing, reorganizing the past and the future experience according to your current concepts of reality. Because that's all reality is your experiences. And you reshape them. You give directions to that multidimensional you. The I am. Consciously deciding. Remember, you're one with it. So as you consciously decide and believe who you are, you change all realities. Wow, that's powerful, right? So that self-concept is who you assume you are. Remember, you exist, you move, you live, and have your being in all potential and probable realities and identities of self right now. But where you dwell and live is your conscious choice. In my Father's house, as Scripture says, are many mansions. If it were not true, I wouldn't have told you. This is what Jesus says, right? And you go and prepare your place. You can move, and have your being in any one of those realities, in any one of those experiences. You've lived all experiences and are living and will live all experiences right now, simultaneously. So it's always possible to have a thought or a feeling or an assumption or a belief come up. Your only question is that who I am now? Is that how I want to define myself? Because think about it, all that we call limiting beliefs or negative beliefs are simply just beliefs that no longer are true or representative of who we are now, or who we desire to be now. That's all they are. They're just beliefs and assumptions that no longer represent who you agree to be now, who you desire to be now. So it's not getting rid of anything, it's about choosing. All consciousness, this is what said through Jane Roberts, all consciousness has within it the deep abiding impetus to use its abilities fully, to expand its capacities, to venture joyfully beyond the seeming barriers of its own existence. That's that burning desire within you to be life and more life, to experience yourself as all that is. Because that's what you are, your consciousness, your imagination, your awareness of being. There's no difference between consciousness and awareness. It's the same, that's who you are. You are that. It has within it a deep abiding impetus or a desire to experience yourself as source, to know yourself as source through those infinite forms, through that infinite variety and infinite vantage points. That's powerful. It yearns toward new forms and experiences. This is what Seth says. It yearns towards new forms and experiences. That's why you have desires. None of them are off limits. We got in that discussion yesterday in yesterday's session. That you can be doing have anything. None of those desires are off limits. None of them are lower or less important than others. You decide what's important and not important. They're all important and not important. They're all source. They're all who you are. You can have anything you want. You're always yearning to new experiences, new forms, right? So you're endowed, you have been endowed and endowed yourself with a conscious mind to direct the nature, shape, and form of his creations. He's talking about, this is Seth quoting in a quote, he says, man has been endowed and has endowed himself with a conscious mind to direct the nature, shape, and form of his creations. All deep aspirations and unconscious motivations, all unspoken drives rise up for the approval or disapproval of the conscious mind and await its direction. So all of those subconscious tendencies that we talk about, all those assumptions that we believe are limited or creating our reality or are no longer our choice, they're all there. All those aspirations that we call deep and unconscious, those motivations, all those unspoken drives, all those things that we don't consciously think about from moment to moment, all of them rise up for the approval or disapproval of the conscious mind and await your direction. That's powerful. So it's all you. The most powerful thing, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because we talked about this yesterday. The most powerful thing you can learn from any limiting or negative assumption or belief and from your assumed past is to focus in the present right now. The most powerful thing you can learn from the past is to focus on the present. The most powerful thing you can learn from any limiting or negative belief that you believe is past or limiting you is to be in the present. That's all. There's nothing else to learn. Right? Trying to analyze and understand who you are right now from analyzing, looking at the past or who you were only recreates it. It makes no sense to understand who you are from who you were. Why? Because who you are right now creates who you were. It creates it right now. Do you see it? So you're looking in the opposite direction. You're trying to understand who you were to understand who you are. But who you are creates who you were and who you will be and who you are right now. Wow. Right? So you can't learn anything from analyzing that. You just recreate what you believe or assume was wrong with you and is wrong with you now. Instead, decide who you are right now, and that creates who you were and who you will be. Focusing on what is wrong with me and my reality only creates and perpetuates an identity and version of reality where there's something wrong. Believing that events in the past, something in childhood or something in your teenage years or something in college is keeping you from everything you want, is creating unwanted realities, only keeps you focusing on and recreating those events, that identity. You create those identities now by deciding who you are. You reshape time and space. Who you are now determines who you were and who you will be. Who you are now determines what horizontal or linear path makes sense to the identity that you are right now today. We've talked about that, right? Focus, believe, and assume right now. Choose who you would like to be. And that changes who you are right now, reality in all time. When you choose who you are right now, that's who you are, and it changes who you were and who you will be in all time. That's powerful. Your point of power to create your dream reality is in the present. I am your host, Tom Kieran, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kieran, for joining us on TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. There's a link below if you would like to check out the channel. If you've already joined, thank you for joining. If you've been a longtime member, thank you for sticking with us and staying with us here. We just released a video about a week ago. There'll be another one coming this weekend. Plus, there's a live stream. I think it's a week from this Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to be coming to you live the last Sunday here in November. I posted an announcement last night. I'm going to come to you live from the studios here at Be Something Wonderful, and I'm going to answer your questions that you've been sending to me at info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom with Be Something Wonderful here in the studios in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.